Okay, Paul, do you feel like you have ever had a paranormal experience?
No, I don't. I don't believe in ghosts.
What about aliens?
Not aliens either. No, I'm probably pretty boring in that regard.
Have you ever disappointed your parents?
Yes, many times.
Examples?
Being caught drinking when I was underage, being stopped by the police for it. That was pretty bad.
How old were you?
I was only 16.
Did you get a ticket?
No, I got my name taken, which is really kind of rubbish.
You gave them your real name?
Yeah.
Did they check your ID to make sure you were telling the truth?
Well, they'd already busted me. They knew I was underage.
I would have given them the name of Turd Ferguson.
I grew up in a town where the police kind of knew everybody.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really get away with it.
Yeah.
Once you've already been caught, there's no point lying.
Is this when you were staggering out of the wood colliers?
I wasn't staggering out of the wood colliers. I was sitting outside my house having a drink.
That's really harsh. Like, yeah.
It's kind of harsh, but hey, you know. Technically, we were in breach of the law, so...
What was your punishment?
I didn't get one. They just took my name. It was kind of
No, but I mean like your parents. Did they punish you?
Oh no, they didn't punish... Well, no, they didn't punish me. They just kind of said that they were very disappointed in me.
Yeah.
And that made you feel bad inside?
No, it did. It really did. I kind of knew I'd let them down.
Yeah.
My dad kind of said, you know, I don't need to tell you that...
Was your dad not there while you were sitting outside?
No, he wasn't. No. We did the whole, the parents are away, let's throw a party thing.
Yeah.
My dad didn't even say that he was disappointed, he just kind of knew I knew.
Yeah.
It was awful. That's probably the thing that sticks in my head as the worst time that I've disappointed my folks.
Okay, well, that's a good story, but kind of tame. Okay, that's kind of tame, but thank you for sharing.
Yes, I'm tame, but...
Thank you for sharing. What's the most scared you've ever been?
That's a hell of a question.
Well, I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of an answer.
It's okay.
And I can't think of one. Most of the times that I've been really scared, I've kind of banished to the back of my brain.
You've never been to a Cardiff City versus English club football match?
Oh yes, but I wasn't scared.
With the Cardiff City guys.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm not interviewing you.
I've been to a Cardiff City Villa game at Villa Park.
Okay, you haven't sat at home in Cardiff like that.
No, I've been to a Cardiff game as well.
Have you ever had an Afro-Caribbean man hold you at knife point?
No, I have not.
Okay, just checking.
Why have you?
I've had one like get in my face, an African American gentleman in Chicago, like
A gentleman?
yeah, got like
See, anybody who
got
gets,
like this.
anybody who gets in your face is not a gentleman.
Yeah, that's true. I was being nice. But like my brother and I were at a crosswalk, and he
What's
walked
a
up.
crosswalk?
Well, you know, like you have to wait to cross the road. You push the button, you wait. You know.
A pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, whatever, same thing. And he just like stood there and like started following us, and I don't know, we lost him. But anyhow, so it's not about me, it's about you. What's the most scared you've ever been?
I really don't know. That's a really tough question to answer.
What about when you did all that cocaine?
That's a lie that you've just made up. I've never taken rolls in the snow.
Okay. What about talking to girls? I'm sure like when you were younger that made you scared.
Yes, it probably did.
A little nervous.
But I dealt with it. When have I been most scared? I remember being pretty scared when I had what's known as a lumbar puncture done.
What was wrong? Like, how come they ordered it?
Well, I thought I had meningitis. It's a test they do.
Whoa, I'm gonna move away from you.
This was 21 years ago. You do know this. And it was negative. I didn't have meningitis. I was on holiday in Greece with my family and became sick.
Were your meninges inflamed?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like the base of your brain.
I have no idea.
The meninges.
Yeah, meninges. It's the base of your brain.
The problem was I got really, really sick really, really quickly.
Yeah.
I'd had pneumonia 2 months before that. And I became really, really sick really, really suddenly whilst on holiday in Greece. Got sent to a hospital. Because of the fact that I'd become really ill really quickly,
Yeah.
they thought I might have meningitis, which meant they had to do a lumbar puncture to check, which basically involved extracting, I think they took spinal fluid or something.
Yeah.
They stuck a needle in my spine, basically.
Yeah, in the cavity.
I remember being pretty scared then because I was only 7.
Yeah.
None of the people performing the procedure spoke any English. I didn't speak any Greek.
Yeah.
And there was always the possibility that it was going to come back positive and I had meningitis,
Yeah.
which it didn't. But at the time, I didn't know that. So that was pretty scary.
Yeah, I would agree. I would have been scared too. Have you ever stolen anything?
No, I've not.
Even women's panties?
I only ever got those with permission.
Have you ever seen a prostitute?
Yes, I have. I've been...
Details.
This is a genuinely 100% true story. I was arriving for work
Awesome.
in central Birmingham at 7 in the morning. And basically, because I wasn't full-time staff at this radio station,
Yeah.
I didn't have a parking space on the actual car park, so I had to drive around to the back of the building and park on the road.
Yeah.
And so I kind of follow the one-way system round, and then I need to turn my car around so I can park it where I want to. And I swing the car around and start to sort of roll up to the curb and park the car.
Yeah.
And there's a woman sort of walking towards me at 7 in the morning. And as I get out of the car, she asks me if I'm looking for business. So not only have I seen a prostitute, I've actually been propositioned by one. I would like to point out at this juncture that I said, no thank you, I'm off to work.
Yeah. Was she wearing like a sequin tube top? Sequin tubey?
Wasn't, but you could kind of tell. Once she said, "Are you looking for business, darling?" I kind of figured out she was a prostitute,
Yeah.
and that she looked like one.
Ugh. That's a crazy story.
And completely true. And I'll tell you why. Because I remember once I'd kind of left my car and got to the office,
Yeah.
I remember saying to the person I was working with, "You're not going to believe what's just happened to me. I've been propositioned by a prostitute."
Was she old?
No. She was probably a little older than me, but
Yeah.
not much. I said to the guy, "I've just been propositioned by a hooker."
What did he say?
He actually said, "I'm not surprised."
Yeah.
Partly because that part of Birmingham wasn't necessarily the nicest, and also,
Yeah.
he actually said, for the gentleman who is cheating on his wife, i.e. going to prostitutes, or sleeping with the secretary, it's much easier to say, "Sorry darling, I've got to work early in the morning," rather than "I'm staying late."
Oh my god, that's a good idea.
Sounds a lot more plausible to say I've got to go into the office early.
Yeah.
So actually, the woman who propositioned me was probably barking up something like the right tree.
Yeah. You know, that actually makes me think, because you're right. It's like anytime a guy would stay late from work, you get suspicious, but you never suspect they go in early.
It's true, isn't it?
Whoa, yeah. You just opened my eyes, Paul.
Freaky. Next question.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Are you spiritual in any sense?
Not really, no. I have a real problem with organised religion. Mainly because most of the major religions in the world claim to be peace-loving, when even the briefest of glances at the history of war will tell you otherwise. Most of the major wars throughout the course of time have been connected to religion in some way.
Yeah.
And I just don't buy it at all.
No, I know what you mean. Like,
I believe in people, not God.
yeah, I have to agree with you there.
Next question.
I'm running out of questions. Would you ever get married, or are you a lone wolf?
I'd never say never.
Yeah.
I haven't met the right person yet, and I don't really. I don't attach a great deal of importance to marriage.
Yeah.
Partly because my parents. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Yeah.
They left?
My parents got divorced when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And actually, it was tough to go through at the time, but I have a better relationship with both of them now that they're apart. They're both happier. So it was actually the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So I just don't see the importance or the need to get married, but, you know, people change and priorities change.
Yeah.
So if the right person comes along and I decide it's what I want to do, then who knows, I might just do it.
That's a good answer. No, I agree.
Next question.
Have you ever thought that you've seen a shark while swimming in the ocean?
Have I ever what, sorry?
Thought that you saw a shark while swimming in the ocean?
No, but that's because I've done remarkably little swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm not a strong swimmer, so I just avoid it.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
The craziest thing I've ever done? That's another great question. And one I really don't quite know the answer to. I was in a hypnotist show once.
You were actually hypnotized? Did it work?
No, it didn't, but I went along with it anyway.
Yeah. What did he have you do?
He had me dance like Ricky Martin.
Like sexual things?
No, nothing. You know, I was at university at the time. So, yeah, I remember dancing like Ricky Martin, and there was a point where he said,
Can you reenact the dance right now?
no, thank you.
Please?
No, I will not.
Look into the eyes, not around the eyes, look into the eyes.
You're under.
3, 2, 1, you're under.
3, 2, 1, you're back in the pub. And there was a point where I pretended to be Gary Lineker for some reason, the England footballer of yesteryear. At which point, the hypnotist and I got into a very detailed discussion about potato crisps. It didn't actually work, but I'm the kind of person who just goes along with stuff because I thought it'll be fun, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
I made an idiot of myself, but I had a great time, and I remember it now, nearly 10 years later. So
Sounds like it was definitely fun. Have you ever used Rohypnol for your own use?
no, I have not. I'm a gentleman in the strictest sense of the word.
Quaaludes?
Pardon?
Quaaludes? Quaaludes?
What's that?
It's like a painkiller, Rohypnol, and one, like, whatever.
No.
I don't even know what they are.
I've not
I'm just throwing terms out, hoping you bite.
I have not used Rohypnol or any derivative thereof.
Opiates?
I may have bought a girl a drink. That's as far as I go.
Have you ever used cuss words at your parents?
Have I ever swore at my parents?
Yeah.
Never directly, but I use swear words in front of them and they don't care.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. Have you ever killed a hobo knowing that no one would miss them?
That's very Patrick Bateman of you, but no, I have not.
Okay, I guess this concludes the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.